episode 18, Dank Souls Part 2. I tried a different intro this time, you guys. I hope you liked the different intro. I don't know where that inspiration came from. I just wanted to do something different. It's gonna happen a lot in the Hazardous Artist series, so enjoy the change that I make. Anyway, so we are gonna continue on with the cutesy animal series with the alligator. It is unfortunately the last of the cutesy animal series videos I have as of date from this recording, which is before Tuesday, of which it is supposed to air. So, if there happens to be another cutesy animal video next week, that is because I made more. Because why not? We gotta do all the animals. So, continuing on with a part 2 of Dank Souls. Dark Souls 3, a part 2. Yes! When we ended the last video, you guys, I was talking about the dancer, the boss, the dancer of the Boreal Valley. Because she is my favorite boss because of the way that she moves and her movesets. And Ken and I were discussing phases of bosses, and I thought that only some of the bosses had more than one phase, and they do not. All of the bosses have at least 2 phases to them. And I think, when I think of phases, I'm thinking transformative phases, that they change their body, or they change this, they remove a helmet, or whatever, you know? Because, example, the Abyss Watchers, which is a boss I'm not really fond of, but not nearly as bad as the Nameless King. The Nameless King is another one with some really awkward phases. So the Abyss Watcher's phase 1 is just that particular boss. Just one boss. He's quick, he's got his sword, you can parry him, you can backstab him, which is my favorite thing to do if I get the chance, if I can ever catch up to him, because he moves around a lot. And phase 2, he brings in another, minion, but it looks identical to himself. So like a clone of himself comes in to fight you. And then another one comes in, but more to attack the others than to attack you. But sometimes if you miss and you hit him, or if you get too close and you catch aggro with this third minion, that third minion will also attack you, and it's tedious. So you have to kill the main boss as quickly as possible for this first phase. Otherwise, you're not going to be prepared for the second phase. The second phase of the Abyss Watchers, he doesn't really transform. What happens is that his minions go away. He does not summon anymore, but his attacks are more flame-based. So he has more fire-based attacks, and they're more aggressive. And I don't really think any of the bosses really transform so much as they change their movesets, or maybe, well, okay. I have to think carefully about this, because the Nameless King has 2 phases. And the first phase is him on top of his dragon, so you have to attack the dragon. And then the second phase is him off of the dragon. So there's not really any transformative phases that I can think of at the top of my head. Watch at the end of this video. I'm gonna watch something or see something and go, oh my gosh, that boss just transformed. I'm dumb. And I'm not even gonna know it. But at the top of my head, from the main bosses I can think of, and the couple of DLC bosses that I can think of, they don't have a transformative phase. It just goes from phase 1 to phase 2, where their movesets change, or they get off of their mount, or they, don't summon more minions, or summon more minions, or etc, etc. So that's where we ended in the last video. Now I'm gonna talk about just Dark Souls in general. So when I play Dark Souls, it's one of those raging games, because like I said in the first video, Dark Souls is a game in which you have to die. It's a requirement almost to die. And like I said, there's a myth out there that there's one guy who has beaten Dark Souls without dying. And it's a myth because I still do not know, and because I'm too lazy to do the research, to know if this guy actually did this run without dying. I know there are lots of people out there who do speed runs of Dark Souls, and I think they're absolutely insane, but kudos to them for having that willpower and that discipline to do so. But, so Dark Souls is you have to die, it's a requirement, you know. And there's actually a portion of the game in which if you talk to a certain non-player character NPC, then you have to die in order to level up. And I want to say this has something to do with hollowing, which is a mechanic in the game that is still unknown to me, so I have zero knowledge of it. But Ken is working on one of his characters in that aspect of that game. But that's because he's crazy and put in like 100 hours into the game and fully 100% completed the game. So, back to Dark Souls. So, Dark Souls is a ragey game, but the way I rage, in my experience, I don't know how many of you can actually relate to this, but in my experience, when I actually play Dark Souls and I rage, the rage that I feel is much different than when I play other games and rage. And I I don't know, cause there's a game called Drakengard 3 that I played that I raged so hard. It was real rage. I didn't throw anything. Like, I'm not that type of rager to just break my stuff. But I did put down the controller and quit several times in my gameplay with that game. But with Dark Souls, it's different. When I rage, it's more of a I am going to kill this boss. This boss is going to die kind of rage. And Ken, the other day we were playing, I was having a bad day. And he turned to me when I said, I want to play Dark Souls. And replied with, are you sure you want to play Dark Souls when you're fired up? And I said, absolutely. So we played, and I raged. And it's just, I don't know, because when I play Dark Souls, I don't play by myself. I guess if I played by myself, the rage might be more real. But since I play with other people, there is an aspect of the game that's relaxing, even when I am raging. And I think it might confuse people, I think, with that. And I don't know how to explain it, but the rage that I feel with Dark Souls when I'm playing with other people is much different because it's not real rage. It's I can't believe I died! Why? And get mad and try again. And such good times with that game, I think, when it comes to bosses and dying all the time. My worst rage moments is when I die by the regular monsters. There's an area in Dark Souls 3 called Erythral Castle. Please correct me if I said it's Erythral Valley or Erythral Castle. It's where it is hotspot for PvP. Hot spot for PvP, player versus player. And I hate that place, and not because of who's over there. Who is the boss? Starts with a P. Ooh, I'm going to get reamed by Ken if I don't remember this name of the boss. Yeah, I don't remember. But it wasn't even the boss that was the big deal. It was these minions that looked exactly like the boss that... Maybe not that boss, but closer to the dancer in... Do both of them look alike? Oh, I'm gonna have to play the game again. Okay, so... There are these monsters. This is all you have to know. There's these monsters, and they, like, do the twirly things. They're super quick, and I have complained so many times about this because they are so quick with their twirls and their slashing, and I hate it. I absolutely hate them because they're so quick. I feel like I don't have enough time to dodge, and that's a noob talking, okay? But I've watched Ken and his friend Dolar play the Erythral Castle, and they dodge, and sometimes they're not quick enough either. Like, these guys, these monsters are super quick, and I don't remember the name of them, but they are legitimately the reason why I hate this area, because they should not be that quick! They should not be that quick! So quick! They're so quick, you guys! I can never get around them. But if you take them one at a time, I think you'll be okay. Maybe. So, Erythral Castle. I hate it. Just know that. But, yeah, I don't even know where I was. I'm just kind of jumping around on Dark Souls. So, Dark Souls. I've only beaten the main game once, and it was on my first character with straight swords. And the straight sword that I had since the beginning of the game, and I just kept, strengthening the blade, which is called reinforcing it. You just add more strength to the blade, which makes it more powerful, makes it easier for you to like slash and gash and kill things. Kill things. Okay, that was not creepy at all. So I had straight swords for my first character. I had 3 characters in total. Ken has so many characters, he had to make a separate account so you can have more characters, okay? And I don't remember how many files you can have for Dark Souls 3, but it's over 10 per account. So I want to say it's 12, and Ken has about 15 characters. Anyway, so, because he refuses to delete his characters. So, I have 3. The first one was my straight sword gal, only one who's beaten the main game. My second one is my curved sword gal, and I absolutely love this. I love curved swords. I used the crescent moon sword that looks like a sickle for most of this game. And then I'm gonna switch to a Carthage sword, which looks more like if you took a sickle and added a very long hilt to it. I don't know how to describe this sword, but it looks like that. And then my third character uses great swords, not ultra great swords, because there are 2 great swords. The regular great swords, which after a while, if you put enough stats into your strength, you can one-hand these giant swords. And then there's ultra great swords that are like Hulk status. You know, they're huge and should not be wielded at all, but here we are wielding them. And that's the character I'm playing right now, because I want to take this character through the DLC, through all the optional bosses, because there are a lot of optional bosses, and then to the end game, because I like great swords. I like my quick movements with the straight swords, but I do like great swords for their power. And Ken right now is using a character who parries using fist weapons, which are like gloves with special stuff, and a dagger, which doesn't do much damage. And unfortunately, you guys, the video is coming to a close. I'm just working on the background here of my pretty little alligator in its swamp environment. If you guys like this video, then hit that like button and comment below on anything you want to know. Maybe you have experiences with Dark Souls too. I'd like to know. And share with everyone you know. And you guys, there may be a part 3 to this, because I have so much more to say about Dark Souls 3. So, until then, you guys, dare to create.